Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of High School Game Day. It is week 8, and we are live here at the Beck Center here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, as we are going to be going live on location to the 4 games that we are live streaming here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, including the game of the week. Threat Behringer will join at the end of the show, and we are going to make our picks. It is so great to be here. I know we had a week off last week, but we are back and here in the studios here at the Beck Center. I want to thank Roger Beck for allowing us to be in this facility. In fact, they got the soccer team practicing, and they've been utilizing this facility pretty much all day, and they're wrapping up their practice right now. So we're going to go ahead and get the show started. But before we do that, going to go ahead and recap some of the action from last night. We had a doubleheader on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Let's start with the game that Thrift Behringer and Mike Frost was at down at Otis Spencer Stadium. The Carver Tigers end up getting a 47-0 victory over the Shaw Raiders. Carver goes to 7-0. Shaw falls to 1-6 as Carver has a big showdown down in Americus next week against undefeated Sumter County. We'll see how the season is progressed with what they are doing. But let's go ahead and talk about the game that we had at Kinnett Stadium. Northside ends up defeating Mundy's Mill 34-12. This game was close in that first half. There was a pick six by Northside. They led 14-0. Mundy's Mill was driving the football. In fact, they had a 1st and goal at the 1. No timeouts remaining. They rushed to the line to try to spike it to at least get one more playoff or possibly kick a field goal, and time expired. So they left points on the board. Mundy's Mill is now 0-7. Northside goes to 2-4. They will play Griffin on Thursday next week. So definitely going to keep you posted on what is going on. Now let's go ahead and swing it to around the area, as at Memorial Stadium. This was a makeup game. Columbus is 4-1, trying to go to 5-1. We're going to go ahead and swing it over to Harris County. In fact, we're going to go live from the county. It is Rick Beach from Kutsu Sports, as we're going to try to get him live on location, as Harris County able to have that feeling and emotion from a great come-from-behind win last week against Northside. We'll bring Rick Beach on in just a second, but Harris County 3-3 on the season. There's Rick. All right, we got Rick Beach live on location at Danny Durham Field up in Hamilton, Georgia. There's wow, what a sight. It's great to be up in the county, and as they're working some technical difficulties, we're going to go ahead. Rick, can you hear me? Yeah, it looks like he is muted. We're going to go ahead and...
Hey!
There he is!
We're having technical difficulties, to say the least.
Well, it's okay. We're glad...
malfunction, but we're going to work through it, because that's how we roll up here in the county.
Absolutely. What's the atmosphere like? I know that you got kickoff about less than an hour away. How's everybody feeling after that emotional come-from-behind win? That might be the greatest comeback in Georgia Alabama Sports Live history, and you were on the call last week.
And it was incredible, especially with it being the big rivalry, with Northside. And just, the team don't quit. They came back against Daugherty the same way in a sense. So you just kind of get that feeling that they're just never out of it. They played good with Jonesboro for 3 quarters. They had a hiccup early in the 4th quarter, but they played with them, 1-possession game. But this team they fight. They're the Warriors ever since Coach Watson come in. That's kind of been the theme.
All right, this matchup against Griffin, it is a region matchup, a winnable game. Griffin's improved. We've seen them already. They beat Spencer this year. What do you expect as they're taking on the Griffin Bears?
Well, Griffin's going to run 2-quarterback system. They got one quarterback. He's 6'5", 250. He's the kind of the runner of the two. He's going to be wearing number 1 if you're watching the game. Number 13, Evans. He's more of the passer. But Griffin, they got brought in a new coach. Name slips my mind right now. But he's from Griffin. He kept some of the guys from going to other schools. And he comes from the Best Academy. Comes from over there. He comes back home to Griffin. he's kept players there, and you already see in 1 year the difference is made. Beating Stars Mill, they beat Spencer, so he has some good wins.
And by the way, I love the background. You've got the iconic water tower. You know you're in Harris County when you see the water tower back there. Rick, while I got you on and while we're trying to get Mike Peacock on, I do want to switch gears because you went to Jordan. You actually called the Jordan-Columbus game.
Yeah.
Kinnett Stadium, Kendrick is taking on Jordan. Does Jordan get their first win in 5 years, or does it look like it's going to be a win for Kendrick?
It's going to be tough. If they're going to have a shot, you kind of feel this may be their best shot or last shot at really having a good, a potential win. Kendrick, both of them kind of coming up the same way. Jordan runs that option offense. Anytime you run out a triple option at wing T, if it hits, you could be on to something. You could really take a lot of time off the clock. They had some long drives against Columbus. They just didn't finish. If they're able to finish some of those drives, who knows? They might get that first win. I believe it's 50 games.
Yeah, it has been a long time since Jordan has picked up their first win. Rick, I'm going to let you get back to it. Thank you for joining High School Game Day. Good luck on the call, and go County.
Hey, go Tigers. Hope everybody enjoys the night.
All right, that is Rick Beach from Harris County. He'll be on the call along with Ethan Petit. It's Griffin, Harris County, Danny Durham Field. And we're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we're going to try to get Mike Peacock on.
Oh, man. Yeah. Our quarterback.
And welcome back to High School Game Day. We apologize for the technical difficulties. Let's go ahead and get things started here as I'm going to go around the Chattahoochee Valley, some of the games that are going on. We're going to start locally here in Columbus. I talked about Columbus taking on Greenville. That's going to be at Memorial Stadium. This is a makeup game from week 3. And Columbus right now 4-1, taking on the Greenville Patriots that are 3-2. Greenville's got one of the top running backs in the entire state. That's going to be a very unique matchup. We talked about Jordan Kendrick at Kinnett Stadium. In fact, this is Jordan's homecoming. Kendrick is 3-3 on the season. Jordan is 0-6 and trying to pick up their first win in 5 years. Down at Otis Spencer Stadium, this is really the marquee game, especially for the right for second place in the region. It's Spencer-Sumter County. Last year in Americus, this was a 1-point win by Sumter. Spencer has Elijah Fudge, one of the leading passers in the state. He has got over 1,300 yards passing. And Spencer's offense, that up-tempo offense that Coach Joe Kegler likes to run, well, Sumter County wants to try to get physical. This game will be at Otis Spencer Stadium tonight. 7 o'clock kickoff. In fact, it's kicking off in about 20 minutes. And we also have Glenwood, the Gators. They're trying to lick their wounds after losing to Wadley on a Thursday night. They got an extra day to prepare as they go up to Wadowee to take on Randolph County. This is going to be a huge region matchup between two top teams in the region. And also the game of the week, Stanhope Elmore is going to Mitchell Corbett Stadium down in Seal, Alabama, to take on the undefeated Russell County Warriors. Thrift Behringer and Mike Frost will be on the call. And then that's a good segue because let's bring him on. He is going to be on the call for Jag Smith Station. It's Mike Peacock. How you doing, Mike?
Doing great, Richard. How you doing, buddy?
I am doing fantastic. Okay, so Jag, they're 1-4. They're Jonathan Abernathy Gratz, former Jefferson Davis. They're out of Montgomery. They're a 7A school, so this is a region opponent for Smith Station. But this is a winnable game. Smith Station has lost 5 straight games. Played Stanhope Elmore close last week. What do you expect at TC Britton Field Panther Stadium?
Well, I expect, it's homecoming at TC Britton Field tonight, Richard,
right.
And a lot of excitement for the Panthers. And I know, knowing Blair Harrison and his staff like I know them, number one, they hate homecoming week because it's always a distraction for the players. But they've I guarantee you, they've done a jam-up job of keeping their guys focused and letting their guys know that this is a game they should win. And, I think they're going to come out fired up. They're playing under the lights on their home turf. And Jags' only win this year came against a Percy Julian team that I saw get, pretty much trounced by Russell County earlier this year. And that was a 34-27 game. But otherwise, Jags had a real tough time. And I think Smith Station is better. I think they're better coached, and I think they're a better team. And I look for them to pick up a big win tonight. I'll be surprised if it's not a big win.
Absolutely. And Smith Station, I know they got a tough schedule down the stretch, especially taking on Auburn, Dothan, Enterprise. They're in one of the toughest regions in the state of Alabama. Mike, a little thing or two about Alabama football. What type of offense does Smith Station bring? What are some problems that Jag is going to be facing on that defensive side of the ball?
Well, I talked to some friends of mine over in Montgomery, and they talked about Jag a little bit. And, I believe they're going to have really a hard time following the football in Blair Harrison's offense. The wing T there's a lot of misdirection. There's a lot of shifting. There's a lot of motion. And then figuring out where the football is. And if they're not reading their keys right, it's going to be tough on their defense to figure out where the football is and where it's coming out. And plus, Smith Station is going to play hard. And, defensively, Jag has had trouble scoring this year, except in the game against Percy Julian. And I think that Smith Station's defense is pretty good at times. And I believe they're going to have a good night tonight. I think they're going to know what they're looking at, and they're going to go in with a little bit more aggressiveness. I just think they're going to give Jag problems all across the board.
Well, Mike, I'm going to let you get back to it because you're on the way to the stadium. 8 o'clock kickoff on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Have a great call. It's going to be you and is it Ricky Rogers or is Austin?
Me and Ricky Rogers. Yeah,
it's Ricky Rogers.
Ricky Rogers
is making his color debut for high school football.
Absolutely, he's fired up, I'm fired up to welcome him to the booth with us, and we're going to have a good time tonight.
Absolutely, that's going to be a lot of fun. Enjoy the broadcast.
Hey, thanks, Richard. Have a good one, buddy. We'll see you at halftime. Okay.
All right, Mike Peacock, everybody. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we've got more around the Chattahoochee Valley here. It's high school game day, live from the Beck Center on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show, and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
And welcome back here to High School Game Day, as it is week 8, as we've heard from Mike Peacock, we've heard from Rick Beach. Now let's hear from the voice of Pacelli football. It is Dave Plata, and he's going to be on the call at Dimel Field for Calvary Pacelli. How you doing, Dave?
Richard, doing great, man. It's a great night for football, to tell you that. Been a while too. It's been 4 weeks since we've.
It has been a while since we've seen you at Dimel Field. You're just up the road from where I'm at. Well, let's talk about Pacelli. 2-4. They've had a tough schedule, and that's why the GIAA has ranked them number 9, which means they would make the playoffs. Tough loss on the road against Strong Rock. They've lost to Stratford. They've lost to a good Whitfield Academy team and FPD. But they are taking on a team that they are one of the hottest teams in the GIAA. I know they stubbed their toe against Brookstone last week, but Calvary really has been the story of the GIAA, starting the season 5-0. But Pacelli feels this is a winnable game. What does Pacelli need to do to try to get the victory? And who is the starting quarterback going to be, most importantly?
Okay, the starting quarterback from here on out is going to be Dustin Sherman. Sherman's got the job. It's his gig. What they need to do is get their offense on track. Then get things going and play a 4-quarter ball game on offense. The defense has done fairly well this season. Offense has struggled just a little bit. They've got weapons. They've got Cam Carino, the running back, who's been dinged up a little bit. He's a lot healthier than he was. He still had great burst speed, despite having foot and ankle injuries. He's still able to turn on the jets and take off. You've got DJ Colvin. Colvin's already rushed for 575 yards this season, maybe on track to maybe pick up 1,000. You've got Michael Rowe, the big man, who is a great target, of course, for Sherman. And you've got wide receivers Jason Davis and John Thompson. So they've got plenty of offensive weapons. They just got to get things going, get things untracked, get the line in there, take command of the line of scrimmage and take it from there.
Dave, they're playing a Calvary team that has one of the top quarterbacks in the GIAA. Braxton Wilkinson, who's passed for over 1,200 yards this season, has got a lot of weapons. You talk about Luke Scoggins, Sawyer Talbot, Jamar Williams in the backfield, also Keen Hinton, that Harris kid. You've had Nate Stokes. I mean, Calvary likes to put up points. How is Pacelli's defense going to slow down that up-tempo Calvary offense?
Yeah, they're going to have to be ready for this, because I'll put it to you this way. When Coach Brunson sent me a starting lineup, they've got 4 wideouts in the starting lineup, which tells you they're going to the air. They're a 2-to-1 throw team anyway. I mean, Wilkinson, as you mentioned, thrown for 1,370 yards, 16 touchdowns and only 2 picks. That's a pretty good percentage there. And you're right, they've got the wideouts. You've got Sarah Talbot and Jakari Harris, King Hinton. Jack Evans will be getting a start as a wide receiver for the first time this season. Usually he's on their defensive ends, but he's also a senior. You want your seniors out for this big game, because this is going to try to be a statement game for Calvary. Jamar Williams is not starting, which is interesting. I mean, Williams, well, that doesn't mean anything either. You know that. I mean, Williams, of course, had that kick return last week, I mean, he's got 5 touchdown catches. He's got all those kick returns for touchdowns. I mean, he is really dangerous. What Pacelli has to do is just take care of business on defense. They've got it. The pass coverage has got to be good. They have got to put pressure on Wilkinson to keep him from being able to set up and deal. If they can keep him on the run, they have a shot at taking care of business here. Because remember last year now, this is a different Calvary team from last season. Last season, Pacelli beat them by a score of 55-0. It was never even really a game. But, I mean, Emmanuel Brunson has done a good job with this program. And the first year he went in, they were still in GAPPS and GAPS, and they won the region title. Coming to GIAA was like kind of a shock to the system. But this year, like you said, start out 5-1. They've really played good football. And, it's just now they want to make a statement against Pacelli. Of course, Pacelli at 2-4 and the problems they've had on the road and everything else, they have to make a statement too. They got to come back and say, hey, we're real, we're in it, so let's go. So this is a huge game for both teams.
Yeah, and one thing about Pacelli is they are very good at home. So Dave, have a great call in the broadcast. It's you and Austin Allen on the call, right?
Yes, it is. And Tony Morgan will be your producer, and we're going to have a good ball game. And I think it's going to be a good ball game tonight. It could go down to the end here.
I can't wait. Yeah, they got the parking lot full here at the Beck Center as they're walking their way up the hill and hoping to pack Diamond Field. And we expect a lot of Calvary fans there as well. Have a great broadcast, Dave.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
All right, that's Dave Plata. He is going to be on the call for Calvary Pacelli. We're going to go ahead and take another commercial break. When we come back, Thrip Behringer is going to join us, and we are going to make picks here on High School Game Day. Actually, we're not going to take a break. We're going to go ahead and bring Thrip Behringer on right now as he's shaking his head. Let's go ahead and take a break. When we come back, Thrip Behringer is coming on High School Game Day. Back after this.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show, and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
We are the only live and local sports talk show in East Alabama, West Central Georgia. Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
And welcome back to High School Game Day. And let's go ahead and bring them on. It's Thrip Behringer live at Corbett Stadium for Russell County and Stanhope Elmore, as this is the game of the week. And what a beautiful sight as you're right there on the field for the undefeated Russell County Warriors.
Big Rich, going to be a good one here tonight. Stanhope Elmore had some trouble last week with Smith Station. 14-14 in the third. They end up pulling away 35-21. They're 4-1 on the season. They're in a classification. I think they're in a different classification, Richard, if I'm not mistaken.
They are.
And so Russell County being in 6A, they're trying to keep up with the Joneses. They're undefeated. They're not getting the respect as a top 5 team, even though I think Russell County is. They've got a test tonight because coming up in 2 weeks, Richard, is Pike Road. And that is probably going to be for a region championship right here at Russell County. But this test here tonight should prepare him for that moment. Can't wait to see Bryson Riggins. But honestly, Riggins not even the talk of the town. It's Chris Lucas, the running back. He had 5 rushing touchdowns last week. And it's been the offense and how balanced they are, which is why Russell County, I think, is a better team than they were last year. So I'm excited about it. 8 o'clock should be the time the kickoff happens. It's our game of the week, Richard, but I was listening to Mike Peacock. Smith Station's got a winnable game. Harris County, it's homecoming. They would love nothing more to go to 4-3. And then Calvary Pacelli, I mean, enough said. You ain't got to say nothing else with that one. Both those schools, not the same as Pacelli Brookstone, but still a rivalry in itself. So it's going to be a good Friday night. And a game we're not even doing that people are begging. Spencer, Sumter County. Richard, I wish we could be there. Trust me, if I had enough people, we'd be there in a heartbeat, and we'll be cheering on Coach Kegler and the Green Wave.
All right, Thrift, you ready to make some picks?
Let's do it, Big Rich.
All right, we're going to start with that Spencer-Sumter County game. It's going to be at Otis Spencer Stadium. Sumter County comes in undefeated. Spencer on a 3-game win streak.
I am going Spencer because I'm leading with my heart, not my head. My head says Sumter County, a top 5 2A team, undefeated, dominated everyone in front of them. They should have no problem. But this is Joe Kegler. This is Elijah Fudge. This is CJ Starr. This is Spencer Greenway's proven to the world that everyone that wrote them off, they were wrong. I'm going Greenway with the upset. Big Rich.
Well, I think Elijah Fudge, who's one of the top passers in the state, he's got over 1,300 yards this season. I think that Sumter County, a physical team, is going to try to stop the run, but Elijah Fudge is going to go up-tempo. I got Spencer winning in a close one over Sumter County. All right, let's go ahead and go up the road to Memorial Stadium. Now, this is a makeup game as Columbus comes in with a 4-1 record, taking on a very good Greenville team that's 3-2. Who do you got in this one, Thrift?
I got Columbus rolling. Now, Greenville has a guy that we talked to his coach, Robert Sanders, who's from this area. His running back leads the state in running, or top 5 in running, regardless, rushing, and regardless of classification. Greenville, a great story. No one's been a better story, though, than Robert Peters and Columbus High. I think they're about to go to 5-1 in October. Contender month, I got them as a contender. Columbus High, big win. I got Andrew Smith and that offense being efficient. The defense not giving up big plays. No turnover, just smooth, executed football by Robert Peters. I got Columbus High.
And I got Columbus, too, to go to 5-1 as they get ready for the Midtown Showdown next week. Now, up at Kinnett Stadium, man, we got 3 high school football games in Columbus for the public schools. We've got Kendrick, 3-3 on the season. They did lose to Spencer last week. They're taking on Jordan. It's a Jordan home game. I believe it's homecoming for Jordan. Does Jordan get their first win in 5 years?
Not tonight. Kendrick, they're going to go out, and I think they're going to win by double digits. Mayo's team's going to be 1 win away from that 5-game plateau I said that they could get to. They're going to go to 4-3, and they got some winnable games coming up. Columbus, Shaw. I can't wait to see how the rest of the season plays out for them. Plus, they end the season against Carver. But I'm going Kendrick with a big win. How about the Cherokees, 4-3, heading into October?
I got Kendrick winning big as well. Lavasca Williams is going to rush for over 300 yards, and he's going to have multiple touchdowns, and Kendrick goes to 4-3, and they got some winnable games.
By the way, Richard,
as well.
Coming out right now in their black jerseys with the,
look out.
With the beautiful gold pants. Russell County debuting some beautiful uniforms. Cannot wait. San Elmo right here, Richard. Excited about it. We're about an hour from kickoff, but let's continue.
Yeah, I cannot wait for that. One other game that we're not calling, I wish we could call this game, but Glenwood, who lost to Wadley, they have a short week going up to Wedowee to take on a region opponent in Randolph County, who's also ranked in the 3A classification. Who do you got in this one?
Richard, Glenwood bounces back with a big win against a good Randolph Clay team that got dominated by Lee Scott last week. I think that game's setting up to be the region championship. They need to win this week. They need to win against Dadeville. If they win both of them, it don't matter what they do against Lee Scott. They're in the playoffs. That's going to be the de facto region championship. Gators bounce back big. Give me Glenwood over Randolph County in a closely contested game. I got 38-28 Gators going to 5-2 ahead of what potentially could be a big-time matchup against Lee Scott in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we're going to keep an eye on this one. 8 o'clock kickoff up in Wedowee. Now, Thrift, let's talk about the games that we are calling. Harris County, Rick Beach is going to be on the call. It's homecoming for the Tigers.
This is something in the air at Danny Durham Field. I can't put it on, and there's something about this county team. They had the Daugherty game with the 80-yard touchdown at the end, and then Robinson scored that put them over the top against Daugherty, a game they probably should have lost. Then they were down not once but twice by 15 to Northside, and they managed to have an 80-yard touchdown called in that first half after he was tackled by 4 different Northside players, it seemed like. Harris County just finds ways to win games. Remember Manchester in week 1. I think it continues tonight. They beat a region opponent in Griffin. They'll go to 4-3, and they look every bit of team that's going to make the playoffs. Never doubt a team led by Tommy Watson. And I don't care what that kind of adversity they got. Every time I see County, they're in a game. Give me a win over a really good, improved Griffin team.
I got Harris County in this game as well. Also, through 7:30 kickoff at Diamond Field, just up the road from where I'm at. Calvary, Pacelli, Dave Plata, and Austin Allen going to be on the call. Is Calvary trying to bounce back after losing to Brookstone last week? Pacelli, 2-4, but they are ranked 9th because of their tough schedule.
Yeah, Richard. I got going into this one. Listen,
hard to pick.
It is a hard one. Pacelli needs it. They go to 2-5, and they may be on the borderline of making the playoffs this year because they still got to play against an improved, really good Brookstone team, and they got Westfield as well. I'm going to go Calvary tonight in a close one because I just think this Calvary team proved me a lot last week, keeping themselves in the game, down 25-6 and not give another touchdown that second half. The defense has got talent. I'm going to think they're going to go back to basics and what makes them successful offensively because they struggled last week. Give me Calvary in the win, which would be a mega statement being made by the Knights here tonight. But this game may be the game of the night for sure.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited about this one. I've got Pacelli in a close one because they are a different team at home. That home field advantage at Diamond Field is really going to work in their favor. Cam Carino is back from injury. I think they're going to run the football with DJ Colvin and Cam Carino. And I think that Dustin Sherman is getting comfortable in this offense. Dave Plata said he is the starting quarterback from here on out. And I believe that Pacelli defense is going to respond tonight, especially Skylar Sanchez. Probably good for possibly a turnover. But it's going to be a very close game. So I got Pacelli in a very close one.
All right, Richard, let's move on. I know we got another one.
Yes, we do.
I'm going to set the stage for this. It's homecoming. It's a winnable game. And I was talking to Blair Harrison. He wants this more than anything. His players want it. Jag. Johnson Abernathy Grotz is the name of the school. I had to look that up this week, Richard. I think Smith Station wins in a close one. I think they're the better coach team. I don't think they make mistakes. I think they have over close to 400 yards of offense. Give me Smith Station for their second win of the season, and Blair Harrison's team feeling good as they head into the backstretch of the rest of their schedule.
I like Smith Station in a close one as well to get their second win of the season. And now the game that you're at, I know you can't make a selection, but we got Stanhope Elmore taking on undefeated Russell County. What are your keys to the game?
Keys to the game. Actually, I can't make a pick because it's not two local schools, Rich. So my keys to the game is Bryson Riggins. Let him do his thing. But obviously, it's that running game that set Russell County apart from last year and why they're undefeated. Feed Chris Lucas. Don't let Stanhope Elmore, and don't make them mistakes. They're a really good football team that can score quickly, too. Russell County needs to play their game. I see a high-scoring affair. I got Russell County winning 42-28, and the Warriors, can you believe this, would be 7-0 to start the 2025 season, Rich.
I got Russell County winning to go to 7-0, and they go to a bye and play Pike Road in 2 weeks for the region title.
Let me set the stage real quick, Rich. 7:45, countdown to kickoff. Mike Frost tonight, and in about 20 minutes, you got two great games starting. Harris County Griffin, plus we also got Calvary Pacelli, and then at 8 o'clock, Mike Peacock, Austin Allen. Ricky Rogers making his debut. Rich,
there we go.
Thank you so much, man. We'll see you at halftime.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show, and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
We are the only live and local sports talk show in East Alabama, West Central Georgia. Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.